Maybe you haven't heard about, but there's a stranger in our town. Oh, yes, there's a stranger in our town. There's a stranger in our town, and he's giving sight to the blind. Oh, yes, and
Dr. Gene Scott presents the Festival of Faith. Not a lot of hoopy, just straight talk. Now, here's your host.
Sick and tired of hearing about all of the radicals and the perverts and the liberals and the leftists and the communists coming out of the closets. It's time for God's people to come out of the closets, out of the churches, and change America. We must do it. We've got to raise up an army of men and women in America who'll call this nation back to moral sanity and sensibility. I call that the moral majority.
I agree with capital punishment, and I believe that homosexuality is one of those that could be coupled with murder and other sins. It would be the government that sits upon this land who would be executing the homosexuals.
Don't you commit yourself to some political party or politician. You commit yourself to the principles of God and demand those parties and politicians align themselves with the eternal values in this book, and America.
You know, all the surveys say that evangelicals have the best sex life of any other group.
Oh, come on.
No
way. Oh, yeah. But let's just find out. How often do you have sex with your wife?
Every day.
Every day? How about twice a day sometimes? Okay, how about you?
Yeah. Every day.
Every day. Let's say out of 100 times when you have sex, what percentage does she climax?
Everyone.
Everyone. How about you?
Everyone.
Okay.
Everyone.
These guys, you would have thought these were a bunch of studs. Look at them.
That's right.
Look at that. We got to join this church. There's a lot of love in this place.
There's a lot of love in this place. And you don't think these babies just come out of nowhere, do you? We don't have to debate about what we should think about homosexual activity. It's written in the Bible.
So do you realize that in places where I'm from, like in San Francisco and New York, they think evangelicals are all haters because you make it seem like your truth is the only truth and you're really intolerant of people who don't believe what you believe.
Well, here's something that's very important for everybody to understand. If you believe anything, then some people feel bad about that. Like, if I believe Crest toothpaste is the best toothpaste, then the Pepsodent users and the Listerine toothpaste users and the different ones feel bad about that because I'm saying Crest is best. Well, we say that about moral issues. We say marriage is a heterosexual relationship between a man and a woman. We say moral purity is better than immorality. We say telling the truth is better than telling a lie. And every time we say anything, and we've got 1,500 pages of those things we say, the Bible, when you say anything like that, there's a group of people that are going to get nervous about that. So we do have a public relations problem. We always have. They killed Jesus, if you'll recall. And the church has always had this problem because we are the ones with the role to say there is a moral plumb line and we need to rise up to it. And that's also why secular people are so concerned when the church doesn't fulfill its own moral stand. Like if a pastor falls into corruption or becomes dishonest or greedy. It's heartbreaking because even secular people want godly people to be authentically godly.
That guy was on the wall. Yeah. Sure line.
Hi, Mike. This is Art. Hey, I was just calling to see if we could get any more, either $100 or $200 supply, and I can pick it up really any time. I could get it tomorrow, or we could wait until next week sometime.
I think I know what you did last night. If you send me $1,000, I won't tell your wife. If you use any of this, I'll sue you.
Maybe you haven't heard about, but there's a stranger in our town. Oh, yes, there's a stranger in our town. There's a stranger in our town, and he's giving sight to the blind.